Welcome back, guys. This is my makeup class for missing the first day of Level E. It's kind of refreshing too, you get to be taught by another teacher. So I think we chose a really good day because of what was covered in class, which was secrets and object work. So we did a warm-up which involved passing around invisible spaghetti, hawks, and knives. Knivey spaghetti hawkiness. And then we got into the really good stuff, starting off with object work. So there are a few of us that went up in front of the class, one at a time, and the task was you had to do a mundane task in 4 steps at first, then 10 steps, and then 20 steps. And I was like, how do you do that? How can you do that in 20 steps? Some of the things that we saw were tying the shoes, teeth brushing, and doing laundry. Laundry, I can kind of see 20 steps, but tying your shoes, brushing your teeth, really? Like, how is that gonna work? Well, how it worked is that people had to find where it would go wrong. Like, that was really encouraged, because it's funny. You don't even have to say anything, and it can be really funny, which we noticed. Just watching these people do these things was hilarious. So we saw people, toothpaste got all over them, or they tied their shoelaces together. And it's like, that was hilarious. And nobody even had to say anything. And I'm like, that could be so valuable. So valuable in a scene. Instead of having to rely on just being witty and, coming up with stuff, being like constant with the stuff, like verbally. Seeing really good object work, a really good example of that would be watching anything from Mr. Bean, because all of his stuff is object work. It's not mimed object work, but it's object work. And another cool tidbit I picked up was that object work itself can show the who, what, and where. For instance, you got a bottle of suntan lotion. You undo the cap because, you want to use up the whole bottle. You pour it onto your hands, put the bottle down, put it on your hands, and then you rub it all over. It's like, oh, now we're at a beach. You have a mug of coffee, and you're very lovingly giving it to your scene partner. You put your hand on their back, and you're just like, here you go. You're like, without even having to say anything. That can show that there's a strong bond between you two. It could be husband-wife. It could be like boyfriend-girlfriend type thing. You could be grabbing a hose, and you're like this, and you're like, and that could show that you're putting out a fire, which could be like a house fire. So it could show that the scene would be about the house fire or something related to fire or house fire. And then we got into secrets. And by secrets, I mean like secret wants, desires, personality traits. They don't have to be spoken about. They're just more subtle. You don't have to come out and say, this is what I have. It's like, I'm 43 and I like Christmas and I still believe in Santa. No, you don't have to come out with that. It can be more like, oh, I'm so excited. And then making a snowman. And then wrapping a present. And then, making cookies for Santa. But not saying Santa's like, Gotta make sure I got all those cookies ready for tomorrow night. And I gotta make sure the chimney's all clean and everything. You know. So, it's cool. It can add some depth. And it can really help to guide the scene. It can help you to figure out what to say next, what to do next. So it's another little thing that you can add to a scene. Okay. Okay, so we played 2 games that really helped us to, work with that secret stuff. And the one was called Good Morning, Fucko. You'd choose what kind of emotion you would have. The lights would go up, and you'd have to keep that emotion for the entire game. And that really helped to have that kind of storyline, that like it showed that there was something underneath. There's something going on underneath. You could be like really uncomfortable. It's just like, it's just like, oh, I shouldn't have done that. So the underlying thing there is like, I regret last night. It's like, and without actually verbally saying, I really regret what we did. That should have never happened before. It's just like, body language tells you that. Okay, so the other game we played had 2-person scenes where each person had to pick a piece of paper from a box of other pieces of paper, and on that piece of paper it had a personality trait, or it had like some sort of secret desire. So for me, I still believed in Santa Claus, and my scene partner was commando. He was going commando. And he could have, used the commando where he's not wearing underwear. But he decided to use the commando as in like the military kind of commando thing. And so his responses came from that. And my responses came from the whole Christmassy thing. So anyways, that was our class. It was a lot of fun. And I got some more tools to use. So I put a lot of effort into these videos. So if you like the video, take a few moments to give me a thumbs up. And send me a comment below. And subscribe if you'd like to see more videos. Alright, see you in the next video. Bye. If you haven't already seen the previous videos of Level E, click on the following links below and watch them now.